Hello, friends, and welcome to My Chemical Fancast. I'm Kat, and Haley isn't here right now because I just need to record this little intro. So we went to an awesome MCR tribute show for the 15th anniversary of 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, and it was amazing. And we were lucky enough to catch up with 2 of the bands that helped put it on, Sarah and the Safe Word and the Keepsake. So here are those interviews. It was great to talk to them. We had a great time at the show. The sound quality is, different because we recorded it in an echoey backstage closet, so you're gonna have to bear with us, but it was cool to talk to them about how they got into MCR, about their projects now. We love seeing fans of MCR doing great things, and we also love seeing new bands taking what MCR started and playing with it, and we think these are 2 bands that are really doing that today. So take a listen and hear what they had to say. Hope you enjoy it as much as we did.
Tingling strings so queer, tied up tight in a dress that never fit. You treated me like a souvenir, wrapped in plastic, suffocated counterfeit. Black licorice, I'm feverish. All you prayers from the view couldn't save me. Red hot and holy, could you touch me like you told me?
All right, well, we're here with Sarah and the Safe Word.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
What up?
Would you like to introduce all yourselves?
Sure.
I'm Maddox. I play the bass.
I'm Sarah of the Safe Words. I sing in the band.
My name is Keenan. I play guitar, I sing, and write a bunch of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's been 15 years since 3 Cheers came out.
Yeah.
I feel really old.
Yeah, me
Do you
too.
feel old?
Me too. A little bit.
Yeah, I'm super old, so yeah. It's pretty weird because it seems like it's still like a record that's only like 5 years old.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We listened to it on the way over, and it still feels very fresh.
Yeah, it's kind of a timeless album. It was sort of genre bending in that way, I think, where it was written in a really interesting way and it was produced in an interesting way.
While it was happening, it didn't feel that way, but
Yeah.
like it's kind of like stood the test of time as things changed.
Right.
Yeah.
So did you guys grow up with MCR, or did you come into them later? Or were you like emo kids,
Wow.
like we were?
MCR kind of came on the scene when I was, a sophomore in high school? I'm pretty old, so...
Yeah.
They started in like 2002.
Yeah. So I was a sophomore in high school, and then I thought they were really cool. I didn't really totally get into them at first because I was a big Thursday fan.
Yeah.
And I remember for a while I just knew them as the band that would consistently open for Thursday.
Yeah, the band that band that Jeff produced.
And they didn't really click for me until I saw the I'm Not Okay video. And then I sort of was getting into it then. I was like, oh, cool, I get the shtick they're going for.
Yeah.
And then by the time the Ghost of You video came out, I was down.
Yeah.
That's actually what sold me because I was one. There were a couple bands when I was a kid, sort of going from high school into college, where Panic at the Disco is another one of those bands where for the first year that they were about, I was too cool to enjoy it. I was like, yeah, okay, this is kind of nice, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then they do one thing that was just like, oh, holy shit, this is great.
Yeah.
And it was the Ghost of You video. I heard I'm Not Okay, and I was just like, okay, it's just some pop punk, that's whatever. And then I completely skipped over Helena, and then I just saw the Ghost of You, saw that video, and I was like, oh, they're fantastic, got it. And then I went back and dug through everything else they had, and then the Black Parade hit, and blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah.
We're on the other record.
Yeah, I grew up on them totally.
Yeah.
It was like 8th grade. I would watch the MTV music videos before I'd go to middle school.
Yeah.
And it was always Keenan's laughing at that.
There was a period of time early in the morning when they would play just music.
Yeah, it was that and Fallout Boy and Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
And I just
The morning
I remember when they came back at the VMAs with their Black Parade shtick.
On top of the roof.
On top of the roof. I lost it. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Ghost of You video really suckers you in because that's one of the first things I remember is playing that video.
Yeah, it emotionally pulls you in. Sonic.
It's just such a smart video too.
Yeah,
it's such
well
a
done.
well-made video.
It told a story. Like Helena was great aesthetic-wise because it definitely was like, this is our whole thing. It's a church. We're goth, but we're also emo, and it's cool.
Yeah.
And then the Ghost of You is like, but we're also like storytellers.
Yeah.
We're more than that. And here's us, doing our best at acting. They didn't nail it, but very ambitious.
But I love the historical tie-ins too, because that's right up all our alley.
Oh yeah.
Like going and setting a video in some obscure decade.
Yeah, World War. I think it was World War II.
Yeah.
Because it literally it panned from like the bird's eye view of the dancing to like the Normandy.
That is the best shot with the water sweeps in on the dance floor.
Yes.
Man, that's so cool.
I love
so freaking good.
Why do people not like talk about that music video more? That's like arguably one of the best music videos ever made.
Because Helena gets like it's more flashy.
That's like their best video. I'm on the record thinking that's their best video.
No, we
me too.
agree.
Without a doubt.
We agree.
Plus, because and then Black Parade, that video came out right afterwards, so it's just like bombarding you with goth aesthetic, and then there's this one little thing in the middle
Where you're like,
this is really good.
It's a war movie.
Yeah.
I super wish they did a video for Mama off of Black Parade because that could have been like a
That would
total
be
follow-up.
good.
I was so disappointed that wasn't a single, or even like one of those like last-minute singles that you could tell the band wanted to be single, but the label was like, "You've had 3 already. That's fine. We can do it for you."
Yeah, that would have been awesome. They could have continued that story, but alas.
What's your favorite song off of Revenge?
You know what they do to guys like us in prison?
Yes, that's the good choice.
Yeah. And Venom. It's kind of a tie between
Yeah.
those two. Venom and Prison are kind of my two.
I have to say, give them hell.
Give them
Yeah.
up.
I'm the worst because I have to remind myself which ones are.
The titles are so long.
Yeah, they are.
Well, that and I just get it confused with.
Do you know about like the track listings?
I get it confused with Bullet because I didn't buy the album ever.
Right.
I downloaded
That
them.
was
You
me.
had like the LimeWire download of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that too.
It's like I would instinctively I would say Cubicles, but I know it's not on there. That's on
No,
Bullets.
it's Bullets.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. So let me see. Track listing. Come on.
For people who are listening, Keenan's pulling up the track listing on Wikipedia
Because
right now.
I'm the worst person in the world.
I just tried to pull it up on Spotify.
Why am I playing this show? I shouldn't. Okay, just
We're all like really hoping it's a good one now.
Yeah.
yeah.
What if it's shit?
No.
What if it's interlude?
Keenan's
Yeah, I
Keenan's
got,
a real big fan of Interlude.
You know, there was
James all the time.
I mean,
having looked at all of them, I would gotta say Hang 'em High.
Okay.
All right,
Hang 'em High is
that's a
really
good
good.
choice
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
Hang 'em High would have been a good video too.
Oh my
The
God.
kids on like a Western video.
Yeah.
Would have been
They
cool.
would have killed a Western video. would've.
I'm kind of surprised they never did a Western video.
Well, they did Danger Days. So they did
Yeah.
Western videos.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I totally think I got the name of the song that I said wrong.
That record was
I think I meant
great.
Hang High, and I said something else.
Yeah, you said give him help.
Yeah, I was
that makes
like-
sense for a bass player, but
I am the outlier in the band because Danger Days is my favorite My Chemical
No one
Romance
likes that
album.
record.
Pretty Odd is my favorite Panic at the Disco album.
Wow.
I'm just the
Pretty Odd.
worst.
Man, you're a rebel.
I like all the weird shit. so.
killing it.
But Pretty Odd, I mean, I think you mentioned like the vintage flavor that MCR has sometimes, and you guys sort of do that too. You've got like this cabaret thing going on.
Yeah, we tried to.
You got the violins. I don't know. I feel like there's definitely a vintage flair for Sarah and the Safe.
We definitely go for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
I just try to, whenever we write or whatever, we try to grab from like straight up 20s jazz influences
Yeah.
and then listen to it, but then don't like recreate it. Just kind of keep that in the back of our head as we're writing stuff that we think is contemporary. And that's the way it affects you without it being too much, without it being too like weird and vintage. Like we're not trying to be postmodern jukebox with electronic.
Right.
Yeah, it's funny because we have such a wide variety of musical tastes among the 6 of us,
Yeah.
but the jazz in the early 20s is one constant that we all share.
There's
so.
kind of a thread there. Like there's a blueprint that exists within 20s jazz, you know, and even if you don't recreate it like note for note, you can kind of apply that blueprint to a lot of other genres of music, which is really interesting. So it's been kind of interesting to take things that maybe haven't been used in music in a minute and see like how it works against like modern stuff. So that's how we have fun.
Or you find little gems that like wouldn't have stood out to, because you know if it started in the 20s they would have built on it in the 30s and the 40s, etc. If you go back to the 20s from the 2020s, you can find little gems that they wouldn't have latched onto that now you can kind of see how to use it here.
Yeah.
You can kind of like take it and pull it out of time and bring it to this time. It's a little more fun that way.
That's cool. You guys seem like a really natural fit for this show. Like, how did that happen?
You know, I don't know. It kind of just, well, we did last year's show, which was really fun.
Yeah,
And we had a really good time doing that. And just by the grace of the Masquerade gods, we were able to hop on this one too, and we're just really excited to play with the Keepsake. So
Yeah, that show last year was lit.
we had fun. We were surprised. We really went into it having no idea how many people were going to show up, and
Oh my God.
someone ran to me backstage and said, "Hey, did you know there's a line around the door right now?" I went, "That's probably for like heaven."
Yeah.
And then I went outside, and literally there's like 100 kids cosplaying like every era of MCR.
Like there's a line of people that could only have been for that show.
Yeah. And we were opening with Na 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 that year, and that's not my favorite song, and also there's a lot of lyrics in the chorus that I memorized. So like cut to me just like maniacally like backstage trying to like remember what the lyrics were to that song.
Oh my God.
But it was fine because it didn't matter because I mean everyone was singing so loud in there.
Yeah, that's another reason I like Danger Days is because you could tell Gerard was like, champing at the bit to just start writing. I think he was already doing comic book writing, maybe some of his novel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So his lyrics are just
It's a lot of lyrics.
So
Gerard writes a lot of lyrics.
He does.
Gerard, if you're listening, fuck you.
Less lyrics.
Oh man, you would be surprised how much we say that on the podcast.
But when we were here last time, our minds like exploded when we saw these violins coming out. We were like, what the fuck?
It's pretty cool.
Like, how do you do that? How do you mix that in with MCR songs?
Well, it's kind of easy because there's a lot of different layers of guitar that exist on MCR songs, and we sort of, if you think about it in terms of like rock and roll, we sort of use our strings as like the lead lines in our band. So there's already a ton of leads and riffs that kind of sonically course through most like MCR stuff, especially on like the Three Cheers stuff.
Yeah.
So it's really more easy than you think to just sort of take what's being played on a guitar and put it on a string. So, and by virtue too, Susie and Courtney are also like geniuses and insanely talented. So
we're in awe. They're incredible.
I always say I'm the most spoiled person in Atlanta music because I have like a string section and keys and like brilliant guitarists backing me up, and I just wander up there like, sup, hey, it's me. Here I am. I have the easiest job of all you bitches. So.
Well, speaking of your job, last year I was really, really impressed at how well you kind of like inhabited the character of Gerard.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you get into like a mindset, or is that just you, or do you?
I mean, I really like performing on stage, so I mean, it wasn't a conscious effort on my part to do Gerard, but I think that I'm just really animated. Like, if you ever come to a Safe Word show, you know that I don't stop moving for 45 minutes, and I'm also very weird, and also very awkward, and I think that me and Gerard are both kind of awkward, so it's like, I think it translated well, but I would never dare compare myself to Gerard. He is such a consummate showman that, I mean, that's very kind of you, but I don't even know what I do. I think I just get on a microphone and blank out for 45 minutes. And
you're like, what happened? Where was I?
It is kind of like that. The adrenaline kind of just gets you to the end of the performance. There's a lot of times where someone will be like, why'd you do that on stage? And I'm like, I don't remember what I did.
You've definitely done a thing. I think what it was is you drank somebody else's drink from the crowd.
That's not what I was thinking.
Not even the first time that's happened, but I definitely remember we got up and I was grabbing some of the stuff and you just came over like, did I drink somebody's drink? It's like, yeah, you did that.
Yeah. I have such stories.
It's hard to explain unless you do it. It's like, it's not like no one can really explain what it's like to front a band or like be animated and sort of have it be on you to do that kind of stuff unless you've like gone up and experienced it. If you really enjoy doing it, it's like an out of body experience. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, we listened to your record, Red Hot and Holy, on the way over.
I'm sorry.
It's really good. There's a lot of like Panic vibes, a lot of, like you mentioned, like 20s jazz vibes, and also a pirate song.
There's a pirate song.
What are your plans? What are you going to do in the future?
Well, we just signed to Take This to Heart Records last month, and so Red Hot and Holy is out now on that label. A lot more touring in the future, a lot more just playing around, going to places. I'm sure we'll drop more music soon. Right now we're sort of just playing around, supporting the record a lot, and trying to do a lot more things. We're actually featured in the next issue of Alternative Press coming out. So we have a feature in there, which we're really excited about, and had a really cool conversation with Jason over there, and we're just really we're kind of in shock as to how well the record's been received and everything happening for the band right now. So the best answer I can give you is we're just going to play a bunch of shows, do a lot of weird shit, and
Be super gay.
be real gay. It's going to be uncomfortably gay.
The gayest.
So yeah, the gayest band. So
wait.
yeah,
That's all we've ever wanted.
Yeah.
that's really that's all I ever wanted. So yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for talking to us.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank you for talking to us.
Yeah, have a great show.
No.
Try.
All right.
We're here with Keepsake at the 15-year anniversary MCR tribute show, which is not officially licensed, and that's fine.
Not at all.
Well, hi, it's good to meet you.
Yeah, it's good to meet you. Yeah.
Before we actually get started, we should probably have you guys introduce yourselves.
I'm Barry, and I'm the lead vocalist.
Kit, I play keyboards and some vocals.
Hi, I'm Alex. I play guitar and I also do vocals as well.
This is Bobby. He plays drums.
Yeah, this is Chase. He's bass.
Yeah,
Cool.
Chase Bay.
Got everybody.
Yes.
Really
There
Love
Yes,
it.
I am.
Well, Free Cheers for Sweet Revenge turns 15 years old this year, and we feel ancient. Do you also feel ancient?
Oh yeah, it's
I feel just in the
100%.
band.
Yeah. Kit is. What are you again? Do you want to tell
She's
people?
old enough.
I don't need to know that.
Were you guys like emo kids? Did you grow up with this band?
Oh, aggressively.
Find them later? Okay.
Aggressively.
100%.
100%.
Not the first time I've worn eyeliner and will not be in my life.
Yeah, for specifically me, Alex, and Kit, like I met both of them because of the band. I met Alex in 8th grade and Kit in 9th grade. So we've known each other for like 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
Something like that. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
When did you guys decide to start the band?
It's a long story, but like it started off with me starting the band with a few different members who moved on to other things. And then me and Alex didn't talk for like almost 10 years just because we went to different high schools and we just lost touch. And we got back in touch through the band. And yeah, he's been in the band for like over a year and a half.
Yeah.
And Kit had followed the band since I started it and ended up joining because we always wrote music together. And yeah, it just kind of fell into place like it should have, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you guys have more of like a post-hardcore sound,
Yeah.
but you're also from Atlanta, and it's not sort of a place that's known for that genre.
Right.
Do you feel like you have kindred spirits here?
I think it's a lot more like that now than it used to be. Like,
Yeah,
there's a lot.
I feel like it's one of those things that goes through phases.
Mm.
Like I feel like 10 or so years ago, it's probably like there's like a lot more bands, and then it faded out back
Right.
then. But right now, yeah, it's interesting, especially getting shows because I was having this conversation earlier with Sarah actually about how we're sometimes too heavy for like a pop punk kind of show, but we're also too not heavy enough for like a heavy like a hardcore show or a metalcore show or anything like that. So we fall in that weird in between. But I think it works in a good way. Like it helps us kind of bridge opportunities. Yeah, we bridge the gap.
Yeah, I was about to say we're bridges at that point. So.
Yeah.
Right.
So. But yeah, as far as I would say like definitely our best friend band is like Sarah and the Safe Word for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're awesome.
They're so good.
Sarah's everybody's mom.
Yeah, Sarah's the mom
Mama
of
bear.
Atlanta. That's so good.
Yeah.
Bone she's throwing this is incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of, how did you guys get involved with the tribute show? Because you guys did it last year as well, which is incredible.
Yeah, last year. Well,
It was just you last year.
yeah, last year it was Sarah and the Safe Word and Heartless Romantic.
Yes.
And
Yeah, funeral portrait.
yeah, and I was lucky enough to like just do a song, and that was amazing. It was one of the best nights of my life, and I kept saying like if it would happen again, I would love to be a part of it.
Right.
So pretty much it just happened when Joe Warren like books a lot of the shows and stuff. He came up with another because it was so successful. He wanted to do it again, make it bigger.
And then the 15.
And it fell on the 15-year anniversary, and he
Right.
made it like today is the exact date when that record came out.
Yeah.
So it's very it was perfect.
It all worked out great.
Yeah, me and him started talking about it in like December, January, something like that, just throwing ideas, and I was like, really Keepsake would love to do it. Like,
Yeah.
and it just worked out. So we've been really excited about it. It's been so stressful just waiting.
Yeah.
for today. So now that it's finally here, it's really exciting.
We're all kind of on our toes.
Yeah.
So
I got it. You're kind of like a small part of post-mortem MCR history.
Yeah.
Not to
Yeah.
stress you out.
No, but
They're coming back.
It's not gonna happen.
I would cry.
But I think that's
I'm gonna try tonight. So
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's as close as we'll get.
I cry all the
Black
time.
Island from
This is different, yes. Yeah, no, it's really a big deal for me for sure. Like I'm really excited about it, and to be mentioned in the same breath as like a band that I've looked up to since I was 12. It's such a
I still
honor, really.
remember the first time I ever saw the music video for Helena. I was getting ready for school in the morning. I was turning on VH1.
Yeah.
Back when they had cool music videos, and Helena came on, and I remember thinking to myself, it's pretty damn slick. I'll keep an eye out for these guys. And then, you
Sure,
know,
these knees.
these knees.
Cat's pajamas, dude.
There's a wonderful group of fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like a little pressure, but it's more so just really like
Living out the dream. Right?
yeah, surreal.
Yeah.
I think is the biggest thing.
So you guys have released singles so far, right?
Yes.
Do you have plans to work on an album in the future?
Yes, 100%. I've been writing, for a few months now, and are still writing. Hopefully, before the end of the year, we'll be in the studio recording either an EP or a full length. We're not sure yet. We'll just see how things. Yeah, because we have a lot of songs like that haven't come together fully yet, so
Haven't
we're
quite found their home, but I think they will.
So definitely, the goal is early next year to have like a record out.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Frank saw your video
Yes.
of the performance last year. I just wanted to mention it because I'm excited about it, so I know you must be excited about it.
So excited about it.
This boy called me up crying so hard.
I was at work when this happened, and I tweeted it out. Yeah, I was at work, and I was just like, I wonder. I just thought tagging the bandmates would get people's attention. Like, I didn't. And then I saw he. I think I first noticed I got a lot of likes, and I was just like, that's weird. I was like, that's a lot. And then I saw he retweeted it and actually like said my name and all this. And I was like, oh god. I called him flipping my shit. I couldn't function. It was really bad because I was dealing with customers. I work at like a gas station type kiosk type thing. So I was like talking to him, scanning people, just like like I don't know what to do. It was that was.
To be on the phone right after that too.
Yeah, I called you right after.
He literally couldn't like speak.
I was just like, I don't know.
He just was going. He was like, I can do this and that.
It was a
Do I
lot.
need to call you?
It was definitely one of the coolest things that's ever happened. Something I just never expected. It was really cool, and everyone was so nice. That's
It
what
was
took
good,
me apart, too.
yeah.
Thank you. That was just one of those things. Well, because like in the internet, you never know.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are just shitty.
Right.
Thank you. Sorry. No, thank you. I appreciate it.
It's friendship.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of hot hugs and making fun of each other.
But it's still like, I still have like screenshots and stuff saved when all that happened, and like I'm like sad. I'm like, this is really good. Yeah, it's really cool. Like it was, it's like one of those once in a lifetime things.
Right.
I think to be fair, I still have the Masquerade where it said featuring your name on it. I still have that poster that I ripped off the wall.
Yeah, I got
That's so sweet.
I think that's the fandom though, is that kind of collective. I mean, obviously there are outliers, but collectively everyone's just really sweet, really supportive.
Yeah.
Really.
That's what I really love about it. Everyone seems to.
It's like a community of people who have dealt with shit.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like all finding common ground and unity through the span. Like it's really kind of an amazing thing. Everyone's so kind and just welcoming and warm, and everybody's kind of fucked up.
Right.
Like it's really, that's what was really. Solidarity, yeah. It's refreshing. And it's also cool to see that like the fandom is so many like different ages of people. Like there's people who are like 13 who are super into MCR, which is so weird to me and so crazy.
Yes.
And I think it just shows the longevity of that band. Like they're gonna be a band that
Some of my coworkers apparently really love MCR, and I told them about it, and they were like, okay, I'm gonna show up.
Yeah, I really think they're one of those bands that like there's like a generation band like that's gonna go on and people are gonna remember them as a band that was huge. The way a lot of people view a band from the 70s and 80s.
Right.
Yeah.
It's huge. Like that's that band for now, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Agreed.
Especially because they went out on top. They didn't like peter out.
Yeah,
you
they
know,
went-
dissolve
yeah.
into a crappy band. They still went out. They're still as great as they ever were.
Yeah, instead of, right.
Can I get you to go on record as saying that MCR is the Nirvana of 2005?
I'll say it if he doesn't.
MCR Nirvana of 2005.
There it is.
Harry Shelton, 2019.
Heard it here first.
Yeah.
What do you want people to take away from your band? I feel like, with MCR, there's a certain message that they have about carrying on the face of adversity and using all of like the shit you've been through for better.
And that's a huge part of it for us, for sure. Like I feel like with them not being a band anymore, there's like a void. And I'm not saying that we're like, oh, we're taking up the mantle type thing, because that's huge shoes to fill. But I think as far as your like the moral like fiber of the group goes,
It's a very similar.
It's probably the biggest influence we take.
Yeah, and we all, it's just like the dynamic that we have is similar. Like when growing up watching them and watching interviews and everything like that, I feel like the dynamic here is similar, because we're all just really just a bunch of friends who just love playing
Trying to
music.
get by
And
supporting each other.
Yeah, and I know how much that band meant to me, and I know how much music can save you when you need it. So if I can reach one person to feel better, as far as the band and the message goes, it's very much the same concept for sure. It's just letting people feel a part of something and feel at home. Like that's how I want people to feel at our shows. I want people to feel like they're at home, like they have family here, and like no matter what background you come from, that you're welcome here.
Right. Yeah, I think that's an important message that MCR put out while they were a band was, build your community and put out the music that you want to see. And, when we're not here anymore, you guys have to do this yourselves. Like, however many people, have to do it. If it's one band, if it's 10 bands, you have to take command of this.
Carry on.
Yeah, carry on.
It's like they were trying to tell us something there.
Oh, no.
I mean, I could be wrong. But getting that vibe.
We are basking in your friendship. It's kind of adorable, right?
Thank you. Good.
And it's really heartwarming to see bands in this genre in Atlanta. And I hope this becomes more of a thing.
Yeah.
Me too, 100%. Because
Like you said, I mean, we've known each other for a really long time, and they've known each other for a really long time, and then as a band, we just all clicked, and now we're just.
We're all getting along really well on the Island of Misfit Toys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It's great. There's nothing else really like it for me, for sure. And I like that we've been lucky enough to meet so many great like bands too, and musicians and stuff that are just have been so calm. Like Sarah and like that whole band, they're fantastic. They're like some of the best people, and they really took us under their wing in like a big way, and it's really like it warms our heart for sure.
Well, yeah. It's like the beginning of the scene. It's happening before our eyes.
Scene.
Sorry, guys.
All right. Well, have a great show.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
We'll be right up front watching.
Please, have a great time.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking to us. Hey guys, it's me again. Hope you enjoy those interviews. Again, we love to talk to them. They were so nice. We even saw Barry at the Frank Iero show we went to a couple days later, and it was great. He's great. Sarah's great. Everyone is great. If you're in the Atlanta area, definitely go check these two bands out if you ever have a chance. They put everything into their performances, and it's really fun to see them play live. It was also cool to do our first live in-person interviews, so hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you later for a regular episode of My Chemical Fancast. Bye.